No matter which sports, yeah, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
What's up, my viewers and subscribers? How are you guys doing? A blessed Sunday evening to you all. Yes, man, big up on yourself. My sports to the bone family. Yeah, man, shout out to you all. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you would have had your Sunday dinner already. I know my Caribbean people especially will like to cook up a big pot of food on Sundays. You understand? Hope you guys would have enjoyed your meal. Hope you are ready to talk some cricket with us for the next 60 minutes. Yeah, man, we are going to be on for 1 hour. I am going to be working my way through the comment section, reading your comments. There are quite a few things that I imagine you guys will want to talk about. The test match that just finished between West Indies and Australia. That is something that I know will probably dominate tonight. You know, we had Tejnaran Shandapal making his debut, and it's a strong possibility that in the next test match, we might see Devon Thomas making his debut because Raymond Reefa is out with a groin injury, I think, for the rest of the series. And as we would have known, well, I'm not sure if Nkrumah Bana will be cleared for the next game, but it's a possibility that we're going to see some Devon Thomas. You understand? So, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Plus that run fest that is going on between England and Pakistan. Quite a few players scoring centuries. We also can take a look at plus the Abu Dhabi T10 League, the Holiday League, as I like to call it, finished off today with Nicholas Pooran. His team, they were able to secure victory. So the Football World Cup is on. Don't know how many people watching the World Cup, so we will definitely get a chance. So we will touch base with that also. So Shakir, who says Cricket 2020, say good night. Blessing, shout out to Lennox. We need to get the act together, says Kimon. Yes, indeed. Like up the live. Yeah, man. Chase can play as batsman along with Thomas. This is cricket. All right, I hear you. Yeah, man, I watched the France game before I went to church this morning, and then I came back and watched the England game. You understand? So, you know, I was able to watch the France game before I went to church, and then I came back and, you know, I saw England blowing past who did England play again? I forget it already. But England won their game 3-0. I think it was Senegal. Yeah, man. With Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane, and who else scored? Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane, and Saka. Yeah, man, the youngster from Arsenal. So, yeah. Greetings, Sports to the Bone. Thanks for the good work you are doing. Blessings, Carlos. Blessings. It's always a pleasure to discuss cricket with my wonderful family. All right, so let us take the bull by the horn, so to speak. West Indies, we lost to Australia by 164 runs, right? Craig Brathwaite was the top scorer for us, getting 100 in one innings. He got 100 in the second innings. Craig Brathwaite got 110 in the second innings, and in the first innings, you know, he got 64. Tejnaran Shandapal had 64 51 in the first innings, and then in the second innings he had 45. So those were the two top scorers for us. So I just want to basically test the waters a little bit to see how we are feeling. I know that, you know, the aim is to win. The aim is always to win games. But if you have been watching West Indies cricket lately, you would definitely understand that we are not where we used to be. You know, quite a few people who are still back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you know, and whenever you talk to them about cricket, all they can mention is the 70s and 80s. You know, some of them haven't really watched any cricket since 2015 coming up. And, you know, we would have seen that the test team, we are on a little bit of a rise. I'm not saying that I'm happy or satisfied, but see, because I watch basically every game that West Indies play, especially the test team, I can see where the improvements are being made. You understand? Blessings, Sheldon, blessings. France very strong and still missing big players like Pogba and Kante. Yeah. This series is a reality check for our team. Bowlers, especially our pace attack, looks toothless against Australia. Surprised Alzari didn't have a greater impact. What next? Yeah, I was definitely backing Alzari Joseph to really stand tall. But if we should look at it, I don't know if the wicket. I don't want to say it wasn't conducive to fast bowling because Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins, they did their thing. The ball was bouncing and the ball was going through. We would have seen Nathan Lyon picking up wickets, but that was the last day when cracks were opening. So as you are saying, still it would have been nice to see Alzari Joseph being a little bit more penetrative. He was able to get Lamarche playing a fast shot, and had him caught, but that was a no ball. So that probably broke his spirit also. But we really and truly need to step it up, though Carlos be in truth and in fact. Nelson, blessings. First of all, congrats to Shandapal for going to Australia and batting like an experienced batsman. Exactly. And I want to tell you, Gustav, the first couple of overs, it wasn't pretty at all. We had balls zipping past his edge. We had balls squaring him up and getting him in a sort of awkward position. But the good thing is that he survived. The key thing is that he survived. You understand? When you are going into those sort of territories as a youngster making your debut, it's not easy. So to have survived the onslaught of those pacers in the opening spell and then when the rest came back, it was definitely good to see him doing his thing. And quite a few people were saying that the test match was going to be over in 3 days. You understand? They didn't even say 4 days or 5 days. I wasn't really saying any such thing because as much as I knew that it would have been difficult to go and get a result, not very often over the last 2 years, we really get embarrassed in test cricket like that. You understand? Sheldon said bowlers hunt in pairs. We do not have that. Yeah. All right. He was not feeling well. Oh. Kenny Clark, young faster bowler, very fast. He played for emergent players for I think I remember him. Mind you, I am proud of the fight the guys put up, but we put ourselves in position with a slim chance. Some of our batsmen didn't support the Capo by fighting. I agree, Carlos. I definitely agree. Especially in the second innings here, the way in which a few of the guys got out. I watched up until probably I think lunch or a little after lunch, then I fell asleep. One dismissal that really stood out to me was the way in which Jason got out. I wasn't happy about that at all. Blackwood and a couple of the other guys, they definitely need to calm it down. Yes, OJ, blessings, OJ. Good night. Sports to the bone, I agree with you. I watch all West Indies cricket and for sure we on a rise. We know we're near Australia quality. So let's give it to the guys. Yeah, that is the thing. I mean, where white ball cricket is concerned, all of the hype is around that. All of the hype players, they are playing their white ball T20 and ODIs and they are not winning anything. But generally speaking, the test cricket over the last 2 years, we haven't seen since Brathwaite. I'm not going to say it's Brathwaite is the reason, but because obviously they were working on that. But since 2020, since 2020, I think it was when we went to to Bangladesh and won that series. The guys have definitely they are showing fight. They are showing fight. Batsmen, not doing. Sometimes they fail, but the bowlers especially. Well, the bowlers didn't come off too good in Australia here. So we don't want it to be a case again where both batsmen perform, bowlers don't perform, bowlers perform, batsmen don't perform. We want to have the balance. You understand? But it was good to see Brathwaite and Tajnarayan fighting, especially. Joseph with Gabriel would have worked. The problem with that, though, I am not too sure if Gabriel is fit enough to play. I don't know what his fitness is like if he's able to play a 5 day of cricket right now. I saw him in the Super 50 and he looked good, bowled extremely fast. You understand? But that is the Super 50 where you can bowl 3 over spells, and then they rest you and bring you back and you bowl 3 more, and then you bowl another 3 or whatever, and they split it up. When it comes on to Test cricket, we wanted to bowl 7 overs sometimes and the trot 8 overs. We're not too sure how fit he is to do that as we speak. Just a couple of months ago, he was released early from his contract over there when he was playing county cricket, because he was unable to really bowl through his overs in time, and he was struggling. It could be because he was carrying something and he worked on that and recover or whatever, and that is why he was bowling that well in the Super 50. Could be that, but I don't know if we want to chance it like that, because a fit Gabriel, don't get me wrong, in a fit Gabriel, I will take him every day because of the pace and the experience. But over the last couple of test matches that he would have played, we would have seen him go on the field for a couple of overs, probably a couple of sessions, and then come off, and we have to play one specialist bowler short. So that's a problem. Sports to the Bone, it is not easy to go up against Stark and Cummins in your first test. So big up to Shanopal. Exactly, and not only Stark and Cummins. Josh Hazelwood is quality. Cameron Green is quality. You understand? And he was able to take them on and give a good representation of himself. Blessing Sports to the Bone. We are holding up still some of the players still playing some foolishness, because Jason Waller give his wicket away with a loose drive, and that's still playing around his pad. Yeah, and for those who don't know what he's talking about when he said that's Blackwood, Jermaine Blackwood. That's the name that we call him out there in Jamaica. Yeah, but I didn't actually see when that's got out, but I saw Holder's dismissal, and I wasn't too happy about it at all. Anderson Phillip needs more game time. Says, all right. But who do we play? You see, I love my Caribbean people so much now. We played one test match and Roach wasn't able to bowl along the side, and I see people start saying Roach should not be in the team. When did he fail though? When did he fail us recently as a test bowler why he should not be in the team? Boy, I love my Caribbean people, man. Australia pitches reward quality performances. West Indies lack natural varieties. They need to use upright seam deliveries and focus on attacking good lengths. I think Gabriel and Odin as replacement. My problem with that now, Kimon, the Odin Smith. I have never really seen Odin Smith bowling long like that. I don't know at all. The sheer pace would be good. But I would want to see him playing some red ball cricket in the region first and see how he puts together a spell. Because Test cricket is about putting together a spell as a bowler. It's not just about bowling and bowling pace and thing. It's about putting together a spell. Gabriel, I once he's fit, I wouldn't have any problem. OJ says Stage handled himself well. West Indies batsmen outside of Brathwaite don't know how to build a long innings. They gave their wickets away and just couldn't get through the gears. And it's the same thing that we have seen over the last couple of years, OJ. The fight Craig showed was good. That's what a captain should do. Do you guys think that's the best century that you have seen from Craig so far? That's what, 11 centuries? Do you think that's the best fighting to save a test match in Australia against those Pacers and Nathan Lyon? Do you guys think that's the best century we have seen from the skip so far? Our ladies are in tough battle chasing 308 for victory. Yeah, before I came on, I was looking at it. I just remember seeing one of the players from England getting a century. I didn't realize that they had scored over 300. So Sheldon saying we're chasing over 308. That's going to be tough. Sports to the Bone, which West Indies test spinner would have been able to exploit the turn on day 5 in this match? Cornwall, Permal, or is Cobboard? You see, this is my problem, and I'm not too sure if they would still be as effective as we would want them to be against the Aussies. But I personally think that Cornwall and Moti, probably Permal didn't do too badly for them to leave him out. But, Rakim Cornwall would have shown that overseas, he tends to get the ball to spin. And we know Moti, he's definitely doing his thing. Permal, a seasoned campaigner. You understand? So probably probably Al Carnal with his height and thing would have worked. But as I said a few times, I think they have moved past him. I don't know. Is Dapper ruled out of the test series? I don't hear anything of him being ruled out. One thing I know is not, well, I am no doctor, but if he suffered a tear, even if it's a minor tear, he will not be able to bowl. And based on what I was seeing, they said that he tore his teres major in the right part. And in the video yesterday, I was explaining, so the teres major would be that muscle that connects the humerus to the scapula, if my anatomy serve me right, if I remember correctly. So that sort of bowling action he will not be able to do that. But in terms of him batting, he would still be able to do that. Don't know if they're going to rule him out. What's going to happen. Hopefully, you will touch on England. That team is playing Stokes ball or Baz ball. It's amazing to see a team playing like this in Test cricket. Yeah, man, we definitely said it at the top of the program that we're going to take a look at it also. I did a video even since night talking about it. England scoring over 500 and odd with 4 people getting centuries, and Pakistan getting over 400. I think 2 or so people got centuries or 3, and then England went back in. Crawley, I think Root and somebody else got half centuries. They're really not wasting any time, man. Batting need to be more disciplined. The out of form batsman continues to be an issue. Just a concern that Thomas can play. Why can't Thomas play? Is he not available? Or you saying that they're not picking him? Where is O'Shane Thomas? That's a good question. O'Shane will be playing Sri Lanka T20 League, he says. We do not have players who put revs on the ball. Yeah. Carlos says, I'm excited to see what Tej and Craig will produce for us in the future. Maybe it will encourage Shiv to come around West Indies and mentor our middle order. That would be good. That would definitely be good, because it doesn't matter how good your openers are performing. Every now and again, one of them will fail. It's just the nature of Test cricket. When you go up against, especially teams that have quality pace bowlers, one will more often than not fail. So not very often you're going to have the 2 of them scoring half century in every game. You understand? So it would be good, as I said, to get the middle order going. Blackwood keep on being poor, and he is still there over and over, my word, man. Just like when they were trying with Darren Bravo, is there no one else there we can try? As I always say, Blackwood is probably 2 innings away from being dropped. You understand? And then he always comes in the last test match of a series in the last innings and probably score a 40 or a half century to keep himself in. But I can understand. I definitely can understand your frustration, though, in terms of him being a senior player, vice captain, and keeps on getting out, without contributing. It's definitely heart-wrenching, if you want to put it that way. Not sure if Roach gonna play the second match. He seemed to have a small niggle, says Patrick. Oh boy. Jason Holler is on the clock right now. I have backed him for as long as I could, but the production hasn't been there most of the time since he's lost the captaincy. Yeah, we haven't had much from him at all. I think King should be playing and batting at 3. So there are 2 guys that I want to see play Test cricket pretty soon. Brandon King is one of them, and as you know, they're going to want to take a look at him playing some 4-day cricket. So King is one of them, and Casey Carty is another one. You understand? At the end of the day, we don't just need batsmen that are going to try to survive. We need batsmen that are going to try to score runs, and we know King going to try that. You understand? But the other 2 guys that we always talk about, I think the ship or the boat has sailed, so to speak, where those guys are concerned. Pooran and Shemran Hetmyer. Not sure if those guys going have any time for Test cricket. Cabby says Brathwaite, Tej, King, Hope, Blackwood, Shepherd, Odin, Carnwall, Joseph, and Chase. O'Shane Thomas, this my Test 11 against South Africa. All right, boss, I hear you. You all need to stop these delusional comments. These people are nowhere near the Test. Mr. Sports to the Bone, time for the selector to question who will place in the team. Mario said no debate. That's actually his best innings. It was a good innings, man. It was definitely a good innings. It's a shame that a part-time spinner like Travis Head looking better than shame level or cricket has reached. Yeah. It's okay to say we want more pace, but in test matches, pacers need to be able to sustain that pace for 5 days. We don't want that. The last player who had that stamina was Tino and Fidel. Your view, yeah. I'm probably Jerome Taylor also. But I definitely agree with you where Odin Smith is concerned, and that is why I said these guys need to learn to play 4-day cricket so they can learn to put a spell together. And that is my problem. That is why I think when O'Shane Thomas came through, he should have played 4-day cricket and learn to put a spell together and things like that. But yeah, those guys bowled quick as you said, and they were able to hold it together. I would probably go ahead and add Jerome Taylor in that list also. Sports to the Bone, my 11 for the next match is Shandopar, Brathwaite, Brooks, Blackwood, Mayers, Devon Thomas, Silva, Chase, Alzari, Phillips, Marquino, Mindley. So all right, you're going without Holder. You're going without Roach. You're going without Jaden Seals. All right, Breadfruit, man. I hear you, Breadfruit, man. I hear you. Matthews is injured, so it's tough. Chase for the ladies. That going to even make it worse, Jay. Oh boy. Sports to the Bone, if I'm not mistaken, Brathwaite and Shandopal had good opening partnership in both innings. Yeah. As I said, both scored half centuries in the first innings, and then in the second innings, Brathwaite had the century, and Shandopal had the 40 odd. So obviously they would have scored. Yeah. Anyone that's saying Roach should not be in the team don't know nothing about cricket, because Roach is our strike bowler for the past 4 years. That's why I was wondering what is it that Roach actually do already to be dropped. Whole Seals, Roach are too slow for pitches in Australia. And you are aware that the Australians aren't afraid of pace. So it's not only about pace though. But I hear you're still Breadfruit, man. So Roach, Banner, Mayers injured out. So Thomas, Phillips, Mindley in Sports to the Bone, he says. I don't know if Roach is injured. I'm not too sure if Roach is injured. Banner, he was out for the rest of the first test match. Not sure if he's going to be cleared for the second. But, probably Marquino, Mindley, if Roach is out, probably he's going to come in. Or maybe Phillips will go in and Mindley just cover in case. I don't know. That series lost in the West Indies by England created a monster. English reminds me of the transformation experienced by Lloyd's West Indies team. Yeah, you see, it was a shocker to them, because they didn't bring a couple of their guys. Well, not only because they were underrating us, but because according to them, they were moving on. And at the time, Broad and Anderson were still the two best bowlers, and they came without them, you understand, and they got served. So as I said, that probably helped them to step it up. Give Craig Brathwaite credit, achieve his goal of batting about 100 overs each innings. Might not be a win, but these are the steps to improving. Yeah, man, I'm not sure if it just came on, but we were prepping up Brathwaite. Why is it man not playing test cricket? We need King and Hope at 3 and 4. Yeah. Good fight by the team. England and New Zealand never once make 300 down there in their last test series against Australia. 100 plus and 200 plus in all their innings. All right, Alex, and we were able to get 283 and 333. So Hola is not good for test cricket or Banner, and Blackwood without Gabriel and a top spinner. Hola is not good for test cricket or Banner and Blackwood. Without Gabriel and a top spinner, West Indies is doomed, says Rose. All right. Blackwood fight, bro. You are not watching the cricket ball by ball, so you all can say anything. He actually is one of the more consistent batsmen in the recent past. Check the stats, and the stats will show that, Mario. That's why I'm saying that, more often than not in the last innings of the last test match of a series, he usually goes out there and score a 40 or a 50. But for a senior batsman still in a Mario, he's showing fighting about for a senior batsman and a vice captain. We want to see centuries. I don't know about anybody else, but I want to see centuries. You understand? I can understand why he's still in the team, because as you said, the stats will show that he's fighting and he's scoring some 40s and 50s every now and again. But he's now at a stage where I'm going to ask for more than that from him. You understand? I am asking for more than that from him. Sports to the Bone, we need a batting we need a batting, bowling, and even a spin bowling coach. All of these guys can prepare them, but when the players go out there, they don't play critical cricket at all in terms of thinking on the spot and knowing what to do. That's a problem. I'm worried about Cornwall feeling for the 5 days on the field. Where do you put him? I don't know. Sports to the Bone, out of 10, how do you rate that first test performance? For me, it's an 8-10 given where we are in the rankings and where Australia is. The openers gave it everything. Yeah, probably around about there, 7.5, 8, as you said. I would have spoken about the openers and all of that already, but yeah. This man is budding me up. Say, answer me. What is the question? Where do we put Cornwall? I don't know, Star. I don't know. It's sad that West Indies can't find 2 bowlers of genuine pace to partner Alzarri Joseph. I don't see us taking 20 wickets in the next test series or in South Africa either. Yes, it's going to be tough. And to win a test match, you need to be able to take 20 wickets. The new coach is the reason for England's transformation, says Alex. We know the type of cricket that he likes to play. Talking about Brendan McCullum, couple him up with Ben Stokes. We see how that go. Australia hungry, bro. Knockout T20 World Cup. England serving up licks to them. Blood in the water. West Indies is the victim. All right. Evan Lewis withdraw his name from Lanka Premier League. Yeah, that's good for him. If Hetty not even interested in white ball West Indies cricket, why the world would be more interested in a tougher format for less money? That's a good question. Lara did a masterclass in batting. It was on Fox. Very, very interesting, says Sheldon. The reason why Roach wouldn't be effective in Australia is because the ball that's used in Australia is the Kookaburra with a thinner seam. So it's not getting the assistant pass first 10 overs. And we know over the last couple of years with the assistants, Roach has been very, very good. Sports to the Bone, Sports to the Bone, who should get dropped for the series against South Africa? King and Hope, Thomas and Odin in. I can't just watch the first game, especially after we perform like that, and just say we drop people for South Africa series. I don't really do the cricket like that. Plus, Odin Smith, I know my Jamaican friends going to say I bad man him and I don't want my own countryman to play, but that man is nowhere near the cricket, near the test team. This is not me knocking your opinion, but you asked me a question, so let me just answer you once and for all. Odin Smith is nowhere near the test team. I don't know if Odin Smith can bowl 20 overs. So he's nowhere near the test team, right? Who else you ask about? King. I want to see King play test cricket, but I doubt they're going to just call him up like that and give him it without some red bar cricket. Without playing some red bar cricket and performing. Thomas, I have no problem with I don't know still because you like to talk about O'Shane Thomas. So if it's Devon Thomas you're talking, I have no problem with him getting a look in. Sports to the Bone, do you think this team is fighting to save Phil for the red ball team? I doubt it. I don't know because they have over the last couple of years, this team is, they have been showing a lot of fight. They are showing fight in test cricket. So maybe they don't want to lose him as their coach where test is concerned. But, the test team is not like we have been walked over in the last couple of series. So, this is them just doing what they do best. Do we replace Roach with Phillips in the test team? I wouldn't cry CWI down if they try something like that. I personally wouldn't just give him the one test and then take him out. Roach, that is. Personally, I wouldn't take him out after one. Sheldon Lars, that's what I'm saying. Okay. I wouldn't take him out after that. Carlos, I think it's too late. He doesn't want to just be a red ball coach. He wants to have complete control, which I understand fully. All right. But who else scoring? That's why my question. I understand we need to see transition, but our stock are low overall. Yeah, you're correct, Mario, in terms of the Blackwood. Sports at the bone, you never know what can happen in this World Cup. That's going on. It's crazy. My little bug side, we make it we I think we played tomorrow. Well, we played yesterday. That's Argentina, my little bug side. I don't know how far we're going go still. But we're still there. Supernova, I get you on that. He may not stay, especially if he got a better offer. Yeah, man. Remember the man getting offer to coach franchise cricket. Sports at the bone. My pick for the World Cup. Belgium were the worst team in the World Cup. The golden generation has underperformed. Lukaku missed 4 easy chances. I didn't actually see it, but when I heard people complaining, I was like, yeah, that's Lukaku. Watching Belgium, tears almost came to my eyes watching Eden Hazard on the field. I almost cried, people, watching Hazard on the field, in all honesty. People, be realistic. Steve Smith averaged 60 and Marnus scores heavily too. Our bowling is learning, and Joseph troubled Marnus. They are building, learning, and trying. You are correct. Banner definitely get dropped, says Michael Rose. Hazard had a severe headache during the test, so he was unable to produce such pace. All right. Ocean Thomas getting fit. Oh, okay. Hopefully he will be fit before the end of cricket. Tejnar and Shandapal for 2023 ICC ODI World Cup. Tejnar and Shandapal for 2023 ICC ODI World Cup in India to replace Kyle Mayers. Lower down the order, agree or disagree, sports to the bone. Those are 2 completely different players. Those are 2 different players with 2 different roles. So I'm not too sure. Sports to the bone, what you take on Hola and also sees medium pace bowling is not cutting it. Jason Hola, he has definitely he's not performing to the level where I would want to see him. He hasn't done anything with the bat recently with the ball. We still want to see more from him. Jaden Seals, after 1 test match bowling to these, to the, Steve Smith, Marnus Lamashane, these guys are better than everybody in the West Indies team. And, they're all ranking the top 10, top 6 probably. I can't really, I have to see him some more because of the work that you would have put him to be where he's at. I pray we give Devon Thomas a try in the next match. And if not, I hope they take him to South Africa. He still hasn't made his debut despite scoring runs at every chance. Devon Thomas, he has to be in the squad, man. If they don't even give him a chance in the second test match, he has to be in the squad to South Africa. And it's, as I said, it's about time they give him an opportunity. Winston says Odin Smith is not ready for test cricket. He is not in the kind of shape to play red ball. Thank you for saying that. And I wonder if people, I don't know, brother. Also, sports to the bone. I saw the comment about the guy saying don't only point out Banner problem with the short ball. However, no other players get hit as much as Banner in clear weakness that needs correcting. You see, Supernova, that commenting, I had to go off at him. He was like, do not call out Banner. Don't point him out. Don't point him out because he's getting it. And I'm like, we talk about the weakness of all players. So why do I not call out Banner? And funny enough, Banner, out of all of the cricketers, Banner is probably the only one there on the team that I know personally. Because I remember when I was going to college at GC Foster, I used to bowl to Banner in the nets when he used to come over from Mike One and train in the nets. Just bowl deliveries to him when he was there training. So there's no way I could have anything against him because out of all of the guys that are playing for West Indies, Banner, he's the only one that I know personally that I have spoken to on several occasions and things. So people just get emotional and cannot differentiate emotions from actual critique in the sport. So sometimes I see them things there, me just say people in a sense, yeah, man. Most of these players, why guys mention are not you guys mentioned are not test material. Drop Roach, you guys crazy or best bowler. This was one difficult test match in Australia. That's the same thing. I am wondering if my head is going. That is why I'm wondering, how do you drop Roach? I don't know, Star. I don't know. Roach is He's not the same bowler as 2 years ago. He has no control and bowl too many wide deliveries. But we're not talking about 2 years ago. Even the last couple of tests against England just the other day, the last test series we played Roach performed. We're not going all the way back to 2 years ago. This is Australia we're talking about, guys. My fast bowling lineup, Odin, O'Shane, Joseph, and Romario. Plenty pace here. Yeah, man, plenty pace, man. That's delusional. Why raising the cricket backwards? Kyle Mears is one of our best ODI batsmen at the moment. I don't know, Mario. I don't know how that one came in about. That West Indies women 81 for 1 of 19 overs, and thanks Jacobs, and we're chasing 300 and what again? 308. Craig Brathwaite makes sure his Bajan boys get most. Craig Brathwaite makes sure his Bajan boys get most overs. Bowl and Jaden sees. I would like to see CWI invest in O'Shane Thomas. He has potential that should be nurtured. My problem is Winston. Boy, I don't know. Aren't we about 2 years late where this is concerned about investing in him and making sure, remember this guy came on the scene about 2019, I think. 2019, I remember seeing him in the CPL for the first time, and then they just say, yes, T20 cricket is what is the big thing. We're going to get all our quick pacers to play T20 cricket and see what become of the talent so far. But as I said, if I can continue to work with him, you never know. I believe that we should bring in Devon Thomas for Brooks and the new bowler for Mears. If Banner is not playing, then probably Devon Thomas will have to play for Banner, because boy, as bad as it seems, we might have to look at that 33 that Brooks score and say, that is a good score. France versus England should be the game of the World Cup. Mbappe already has 9 World Cup goals. I wonder if he can finish his career on 18 World Cup goals. The record is 16. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good game. I think the record is 16, held by the German player Closer. I think Merslav Closer or something like that, I think he's called. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. I am a big supporter of France, but my thing is that Pogba is not at the World Cup, so it doesn't really matter to me if France win or not. And I watch a lot of Premier League, so I would want to see England go very far, even though the English people chat too much and go like them, But it would be good to see them win, though. I am not advocating to drop Roach, but he should not be the opening bowler. All right, I hear you. Roach is our best bowler. Can't drop him after the test. Sports to the Bone, you think Nkrumah Banner should be available for the next test match? It depends on what the doctors are saying. I'm not too sure where that is concerned. I don't know if he's going to be ready psychologically. If that is a word. As Supernova was saying, not a lot of no other West Indian batsman get hit like that where we need to be concerned. The only other man I see get hit like that as often is the opener from Australia, Will Pokaski, I think his name is, and he's now taking a break from cricket. So I don't know. Our middle order is definitely soft. I think Hola is fine. He's an all-rounder. We need to worry about Brooks, Mears, Banner, etc. Yeah. It was 2017 when I first saw him bowl to Gale. Oh man, that was 2017. CPL got him out first ball. O'Shane could be world class but needs serious refinement. Man, I thought that was about 2019. I remember Supernova. I was actually at Sabina Park watching the game. If that is the game that you're talking, that was 2017. Time fly. Mbappe is only 24. I think, is he 24 or is he 23? So he should be involved in 2 more World Cups, say Sheldon. Winston, O'Shane needs to take his profession seriously and invest in himself. I have no mercy for a professional athlete who cannot make most basic requirement and be fit to play when we ruled. I agree, Carlos. That is what you do for a living. Sports to the Bone, I just can't understand how these guys analyze the cricket on this platform. They're willing to drop players from all angles for one performance that bring in Phil Simon to Shane Thomas. I don't know still. That's why I say sometimes we reason with the emotions and not necessarily what is going on. Going up against Australia is not easy at all. So I not going to drop them like that. West Indies women last 2 quick wickets and now are 85-3 after 20 overs. Hayley Matthews is injured too. Well, I seem like that ship sink. The cricket world, our team was the the fittest in the world. Well, used to. Sports of the Bone, you were right a few weeks ago about the Australia top batsmen. Yeah, I think I had called the top 5 or top 6 batsmen that they were going to play. And based on that squad, those 6, they would definitely use them. He's still young and hasn't reached his peak. A pace bowler usually reaches his peak performance by age 30. 33. He still has time to turn his face. All right, Winston, I hear you, Winston. I hear you. For banner safety, I would not play him. It will take a long time to get O'Shane into shape and to invest with what do you think, Sports of the Bone? One thing I can say, the older you get, the harder I become to stay in shape. And if he was earning an IPL contract and a West Indies contract, and if he was on an IPL contract and a West Indies contract and lost both of them, I wasn't able to turn his fitness around within 1.5 years. I don't know what else can help him. Even if we lose these test series, at least we will have a reliable opening pair in Brathwaite and Shandopar going forward to build on. They are going to make us more competitive in test matches. I believe Japan will win the World Cup. Mark my words. Project Blue Lock. Research it. Check it out. I sent it here first. All right, Joseph, I hear you. Will Pokaski got hit often for Victoria, and when that happened, he was removed from the Aussie squad. So West Indies could take example. Blessings, Kevin D. Sports of the Bone, Banner is batting scared, and it showed every time the pace ball, a short ball. Do we think we can afford to play Chase at the expense of a bowler? He might be a bit on pieces player. Can we rely on him for the spin? My thing is this, if he's in the team as a frontline spinner, we need to pick a batsman and don't worry about Chase making runs. The runs that he make will be bonus if we're picking him as a frontline spinner. Sports of the Bone, why ECB and BCCI won't allow the Patura Trophy to play in India? I am not sure. I don't know. Banner is out for the series, says Mr. Lover. Sports of the Bone. Oh, Mr. Lover says in this waiting room. All right, Mr. Lover, I'll soon let you in. I just trying to get through some more comments here. Sports of the Bone, do you think we have the resolve to draw the next test? As a commentator speak sometimes like they have never seen some of our players bat like Da Silva, and he's been in the test team long time. You're talking about that? I am almost certain I heard one of the commentators saying that guy down there on the boundary, like they weren't aware who the fielder was at the boundary. We have the ability to draw it, and I mean, coming out of the first test match, that should give us some confidence, to draw to be able to draw it. But these guys, some of these guys are, they think that from you're not in the top 10 or top 15, you're no cricketer. West Indies lack express pace bowler, say Sheldon there. All right. Odin Smith overweight. I don't know. Do you think there are too much all-rounders and not enough specialists? And for those who have been following this channel for a while now, you guys will know that I always say I believe in the traditional way of playing cricket. 5 specialist batsmen, an all-rounder, my wicket keeper, and my bowlers. But the problem is we don't have anybody good enough in the region like that. We can't find 5 batsmen that are outperforming everybody else like that, so we can slot them in. That is the problem. We have Tej Narayan and Brathwaite. From number 3, 4, and 5, we have to be chopping and changing and worrying about man we can bowl a little and bat a little. That is not how you set up test cricket. You're setting up the team to fail. You understand? I personally, but we have to use what we have. You understand? The bits and pieces cricketers, they are probably outperforming the specialist batsmen in the region, and they are probably outperforming the specialist bowlers in the region. So that is why they keep on getting in the team, in my opinion. But I want 5 solid batsmen as all rounder at 6, my wicket keeper at 7, and the rest my bowlers. That is how my ideal test will go. But based on how our cricket is, that that go. Sports to the bone, the coach and selector needs to get Odin and O'Shane fit for a test. Them both can bowl 140 plus, and when is the South Africa series, and people needs to stop making excuse for Hola. But you're saying people need to start making excuse for Hola, but you're making excuse for Odin Smith and O'Shane Thomas. It is not the selectors that need to get them fit. Selectors need to help them. The selectors help them. The selectors select people. You understand? These guys need to get themselves in shape. Japan and Korea, strong defense. Boy, Morocco is so what would you say about the Morocco defense? Morocco defense, solid man. I would drop Banassis Francis and probably play Thomas, right? Sports to the bone, I think Australia has an injury concern for the next match. Who is out injured? Who is out injured? Che should stay where he is. Morton need to be in the team. The bowling was weak, too many runs. Tevin Imlach can develop in a good test batsman for West Indies. Sports to the bone, don't you think England have messed up by declaring so early, because Pakistan only need 263 runs to win on day 5 with 8 wickets in hand? England ultra aggression might backfire. And I want to tell you, Supernova, many people around the world, they are waiting to see this backfire because people are going to say the players are being egotistic. I mean, having seen the Pakistan score over 400 in the first innings, I probably think they should have tried and get another 70, 80 runs maybe, but Babar Azam is out already, so maybe they can squeeze it. But 263 is not a lot of runs to get with 8 wickets in hand, so they might be able to get it. Who to tell? Sports to the bone, what is going on with Jason Hola? He hasn't been performing to standard with his height. He should be taking more wickets. He is more like a container than a wicket taker. And Jason Hola has always been that type of bowler, mostly a container than a wicket taker. You understand? I don't know if I have seen more batsmen beat the bat, more bowlers beat the bat than Jason Hola, but indeed, most of us agree Banner should be dropped. Yeah, so if we drop Banner, probably we give Devon Thomas a look in, right? Shandapal looks like he belongs to the West Indies Test squad, like his father. Haley Matthews, very overrated women cricketer and a very bad attitude. I'm not too sure if the records would say that she's overrated. Hola gave away his wicket last night. Yeah, that ball was probably about 5th or 6th stump, and he went at it. Come on now. Bad attitude where who else in the women's team besides Stephanie has international hundreds? I don't know. Sometimes we say some emotional thing. I don't know her personally, and I have never seen her post anything like that where attitude is concerned. But in terms of her, but I don't know. I don't know if he have some sort of research in front of him. So I don't know, but I can't say that Matthews is overrated at all. Question to Sports to the Bone. It is true that these two openers is the highest total partnership. I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying. I'm not sure if I understand the question. Casey Carty, Alec Altanez, and Rutherford can become Windies runs machine in Test cricket. I hear you. Sports to the Bone, who is the best Test all-rounder for the West Indies, Hola or Bravo? I'm not too sure if I understand. You're talking the best Test all-rounder to have played for West Indies or currently, because Bravo is no longer playing cricket and Jason Hola is the only one playing. Jason Hola is the only all-rounder in West Indies Test cricket that is ranked within the top 10. So I'm not too sure if I understand the question. England trying to play entertaining, aggressive cricket. Good on them. Pat Cummins moving gingerly. Maybe out for the next match. Oh, but boy, it doesn't get any easier. No, Patrick, if he's even out, because isn't Scott Boland in the squad? Heard Australia commentators think of Bazball. I think I hear one and two of them talking. Sports of the bone, we need long batting line up to have a chance against Australia. Chase need to bat before Holder under Silver. I hear you calling for Brandon King in the test team at 3, says Kenroy Smith. Quite a few of us want to see Brandon King play test cricket, alongside Casey Carty, but as I said, I think Brandon King they're going to wait and see him a little bit in the ODI in the regional cricket. All I had to do was laugh when I saw that. Windies need good number 3 and number 4 batsmen. I agree. Those Aussies commentators don't know nothing about our cricket. It was dreadful. I tell you that I don't remember who the ball went to, and the commentators were talking about the ball went to that fielder down there on the boundary. And Tej has potential and patience for test cricket. He was impressive. Well done in your first test. Agree. They said let them try it in the next Ashes series. All right, let me see if we can let in Mr. Lover know. It is true that Shandopal and Brathwaite is 116 runs best opening partnerships. Oh, since 2015. Since 2015. Maybe. Because I don't remember John Campbell has been in the test team as a opener for a good little while now, and I don't remember him. I don't remember John Campbell batting that long to contribute to a partnership like that. So it's a possibility. Sports to the bone, I think Brian Lara should be a commentator permanently. Rutherford don't even show that much batting discipline in ODI, and we're talking about this. That's what I don't know. Sometimes some of the comments at all. No, Scott Boland is much more consistent than some of the other Aussies bowlers. If he is replacement, West Indies will be in further trouble. I think if Pat Cummins is out, he's going to be coming in. I doubt since 2015 Gale was playing Test cricket back then. Yeah, I think so. It's a possibility. Because Campbell has been opening since then, and that man don't really bat that long. Because when you're mediocre, you are not highly thought of by elites, so don't be surprised. Speak little about us, but not only be speaking little, but I mean, if it is your job, and you are going to be commentating, if you're a good commentator or a good analyst, you need to know the names of the players and look up the stats before you go in the game, because you're commentating on an international. Thing. Shea Hope had 3 and 4. Shea Hope and King 3 and 4 when playing South Africa. All right, I hear you. I think Gale last test 100 was 2014 versus New Zealand, and since then Brathwaite has scored so many centuries. All right, Mr. Love, I think you're on. What say you now?
Good evening, Sports to the Bone, Sports to the Bone family.
Yeah, man, blessings.
I just want to say shout out to the team on making 626 runs against Australia. That's a big, I'm not saying big achievement, but it's a good look moving forward. Change your mind. Sorry, didn't make that second 50 or even go on to make 100. But that 96 carbon copy of your father on his debut.
You saw that 6?
Eh?
Yeah, you saw that shot?
Boy, that made my heart melt.
Yeah, man, that was a reincarnation of Chief Narayan Shandopal.
And Kuma Bonner is out for the rest of the series, so therefore I think Devon Thomas will come in. I think Myers might be out as well in terms of his shoulder injury.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing that Roach has a niggle, and I could see him struggling in his one ball duck. He struggled to get his foot forward, so I think he as well might miss out the next match, and either Philip or Minley might play.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Markina Minley and being called up and heading to Australia. Should be there by Tuesday morning, I heard. So
Mm.
that's not a good thing.
And
What else?
Markino Minley, just to remind people, Markino Minley, I don't remember how many wickets he took in the last 4 day tournament, but he definitely was, he did well. So it's good to see him getting the call up.
Jaden Seals has a knee injury as well, but
Really?
still, yeah, it's a niggle. It's still yet to see what they do if he is fit to play the next match.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, next match, I see at least 3 or 4 changes coming.
Mm. All right. All right, Mr. Lover. Thanks for that. You at work or you going to hang around a little bit?
My hang on, man. I'm on my work break.
All right, cool. Before I think OJ is before I let on OJ, I have to laugh. This boy Salman, you're funny, man. Man says sports in the board. My problem is this. I think Banner need to avoid concussion and other head injuries also. I don't know if they really go out there to bat to get these things. It's when the technique is not good enough to really deal with it. You get this. Yes, OJ. What say you know, OJ? What's going on?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest. Like, I kept up
Yeah.
with the match. I couldn't watch the games like ball by ball, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because even though Australia normally have favorable times, they
Yeah.
start at 7 p.m. because of the day night test match. You have that issue. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't exactly sure when the day started. If anybody knows like when the day actually started, please tell me. Um,
Mm.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Shandapal because I was kind of like you don't want to let him in too early and then it kind of
Yeah.
messes him up. But he had the blessing of having that game beforehand where they got the little tour match. I haven't seen a tour match in a
Mm-hmm.
long time. Somebody remind me the last time a tour match was played with West Indies. But
Yeah.
yeah, they get the tour match. He gets his confidence up, and then he gets to
Mm-hmm.
go against the world's best bowlers on world's best bowling attack. It's either them or Pakistan. I guess that would be the top two, and he
Yeah,
handled himself well.
probably South Africa with Naki and Rabada. Yeah, probably yeah, Pakistan. Yeah, probably Afridi
I would
and
say in terms of depth from 1 through 4, like
yeah.
including spin on. That's why I would say Australia is the best because Nathan Lyon is
Oh
probably the
yeah.
best
Oh, the
one.
ball. Yeah.
All the way through, they would have the best one. South
Yeah, yeah.
Africa's a close second, but I think the spinner is the
The
issue.
spin with Nathan Lyon. Yeah.
Marahaj, he's nice, but he's not as good as Nathan. Nathan's a legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised by him. He did well. People saying the number 3, number 4. The number 3, number 4 is already in the team, but he's batting at 8. Joshua De Silva, I don't know what he did to somebody, but that boy needs to be batting at 3, 4. I
but
don't know
but
why he's batting
we're
so
gonna need
efficient.
a next wicket keeper. We need someone to wicket keep. Who's gonna
No,
wicket
no,
keep?
no. He can still wicket keep. I don't think he'd have any problem with his legs. He's
But you're
so
not number
dominant.
3 in a Test cricket and wicket
At
keeping.
number 3 or 4. Yes, for real. I'm serious. I'm serious. You can bring back Shea Hope if you want to wicket keep.
What a wicked man.
Shea
You
Hope
can you
cannot
can bring it
wicket
back if
keep.
you want. You
Or
can bring
Jay,
it back
Shea
if you
Hope.
want. I'm serious. I am
Or Jay,
serious.
or
The
Jay.
Yeah.
Shea
OJ,
Hope
you
cannot wicket
really
keep
going to
in
make your
Test match.
best wicket keeper crouch down for 4 days for 2.5 days wicket keeping and then go out there and bat at number 3, 4?
You know what my
Listen,
logic is? You know what my logic
wait,
wait,
Yeah.
OJ,
before Mr. Lover,
Please
before
do
you say
not
what
say
you're
we
gonna say.
lose early. Worse if we lose early wickets.
But that's the point. Like he's coming in so early anyway, so I mean just let him come at 3-4 for the confidence. Like just
Christ.
let him come anyway.
OJ,
He's been wasted
OJ.
down at 7-8. Yeah, Mr. Lover, what you
Mm.
saying?
Let me interject you.
Mm.
Joshua De Silva is not going to wicket keep and bat in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
If he does bat in the top 4,
Yeah.
West Indies might go the other way and bring in Jamal Hamilton or ask Devon Thomas to keep.
But that's cool.
Devon Thomas to wicket keep.
Okay, that's fine. You can bring in somebody else, but I definitely think he's a 3-4. I don't think he's a
Mm.
7-8.
His technique and his batting ability. I can understand us wanting to capitalize on that. I am just worried about wicket keeping and batting at number 3. Somebody say Silva can bat at 3. Quinton
Quinton
bats at
used to,
3.
exactly. I don't know what
In
the
the,
outrage is.
in
I
the
know
test
that
team,
people.
I think he does that in the ODI and the T20. He does that in the
Quinton,
test team.
Quinton
Yeah,
bad
he
at
did it in
number
the test
6.
team against us.
Let me give you another
This,
example. For a 3-year period, AB the Villiers used to bat at 3 and still
But
win.
that's an alien right there.
Just give the kid a chance, man. He's being wasted at 7-8, and you
I
need a 3-4 anyway.
I mean, I don't have a problem with him in terms of his batting to bat at 3, and I'm just worried about that. That's just the aspect. In terms of him batting, I'm not worried about his batting. I'm not worried about he spends time at the crease, and I think he has the ability. That's the only part that I'm worried about. So
All right,
who?
because
Mm,
because it's a hypothetical conversation. If he could handle the job, would you
mm.
be okay with it? Like if he started performing with the bat and
I
it didn't
I would
decline,
have a
you'd be
problem with
happy.
it. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I think he is actually one of the talented, one of the youngsters in the region that I would want to see do some more batting for us. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I am just worried about having a specialist, a wicketkeeper batting that high. But in terms of his ability, I do have a problem with his batting ability.
Yeah. So what were you saying before?
Oh,
You were saying something before. I kind of cut you off to put the thing. Sorry about that.
I don't remember. In terms of the same Joshua De Silva thing.
No, you were asking me a question, but then I had said that thing about Joshua De Silva. Like if you could do it, then
Oh,
did you get the point?
I don't even remember. Probably it was just something along the line of how he would perform or something like that.
Okay.
All right, so you are saying that you are impressed with how the batsmen especially handled the Pacers in the first test there.
I'm impressed with Taj. I don't want to say Shiv. I'm consistently saying Shiv in my head. But Taj,
You're really impressed with two of them, Brathwaite
yeah,
and Taser Ryan.
Broadway and Taj. But everybody else, nah, I didn't like them.
Yeah,
They gave away their wickets every single time. I really was disappointed. Jason Holder's on the clock for me. Like I tried to back him and say, all right, cool, he's been picking up a wicket here and there, but I don't know, man. It's not really working out right now. I need some production from the other guys. It's just it's a matter of time because Test cricket's all about time. And the longer you're at the crease, the better things can get for you. Or even if it doesn't get better and you still, you give me an 80 from 260, I'll take it. I'll take it more than a 12 from 40.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense in Test cricket. 12 from 40. Oh, I don't know. You know how I like my Test team. I like to have 5 solid specialist batsmen and then my wicket keeper, then my all-rounder, my wicket keeper and the bowlers. The problem, it seems, in the region is that our so-called bits and pieces cricketers, they are better than our specialist all-rounder, specialist bowlers and specialist batsmen. So they always make a way in the team. Rastan Chase just scored an half century. What is going to happen in the next game? Rastan Chase is going back at number 3.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Rustin Jason. I've never let him go. Go ahead, go on.
I mean, he shouldn't even be batting that low.
Hold on, someone said something. Yes, Mario.
Yeah, I was saying Rastan Chase shouldn't even be batting at number 8.
Where should he be batting in that team?
Least number 6. Let him bat. He was a batsman before. I don't want to hear this foolish, but you come in bowling some spin and then batting at number 8. You're a batsman, that's it. But at number 6, because he's a far better batsman than Jason Holder. Yes, the average is a bit discrepant, but if you ask me, Trace is a better batsman than Jason Holder. He should be batting at number 6. Holder should be batting at 7 and De Silva 8. De Silva not batting at number 3. De Silva is not a number 3 batsman. De Silva could even handle the first 6 bars in face much as about that number 3. Nah, bro, I don't agree with that. None of that. If you want a number 3 batsman, tell Shai Wolf to score some runs and get the opportunity. If Brooks can get the opportunity, I don't see why Shai Wolf can't get back another opportunity.
But that is a problem. That is a problem, Mario. That is a problem. We all would be happy if Shai Hope would score runs and come back in the test team.
No, me.
That is a problem. He cannot get in the team because he's not scoring.
If you can pick Rastan Chase and Shamar Brooks every time, make Shea Hope come field too.
But that's what they were doing for a long period of time now. I mean, they just brought back Rastan Chase. I don't know why, but that is what they were doing with Shea Hope. Remember, they had a problem in dropping him in. I am a fan of Shea Hope, and I know his fan club going to say I don't want him to play, but I like the guy, especially where ODI is concerned. But I'm just trying to remind us that is a reason why he's not in the team. Is a reason why they tried with him since 2017 when he got the twin centuries in England, I think it was. He probably scored 1 or 2 little half centuries after, but he has been way inconsistent, and they were trying with him. Remember, to drop Shea Hope was a big decision, man. So
I
you
know.
can't do the better why they drop him.
Sports to the bone. Let me drop a fact.
You can have him as your backup wicket keeper. Let him stay there then. But that's the best I could do for him. But I understand. I agree with you. He has gotten a few opportunities. So fair is fair.
Yeah, OJ.
Yeah, let me drop a fact on Mario. Roston Chase has played 43 test matches. Your boy Shea Hope has played 38. Equal amount of chances. Like, it's just a couple more matches. He's had the chances. He hasn't applied himself, and he's actually been way worse than most of the other players in the team. So he's gonna have to sit that one out. You could try another chance, but
let me say this though. Let me put this conflict of interest. If, say for instance, the next 2 first class seasons he goes and he gets some runs and piling on the runs, put it at that, hypothetically speaking. And couple of the people there failing now. What would be the result of that? And he's
sir, listen, the person you're speaking to, I am the king of if you perform, you deserve to be in the team, and I want long-term performance. I'm not somebody that is for this 2 first class matches getting the team. I wanted to see 2 seasons. But
that's why I said 2 seasons.
We have somebody that has actually performed 2 seasons straight and can't get a game.
That's true.
Devon Thomas, he's in the squad. He can't get a game.
Devon Thomas is a different issue. Devon Thomas had time way beforehand. He started performing late in his career. That's his issue, his age. He doesn't fit the timeline of the team. But he should still get in on merit. Yeah, he should get in on merit. I believe so, but I know why the West Indies not picking him. It's due to the timeline of the team. That's the only reason why. Like, you're gonna pick him, he's gonna perform for 2 years, and he's gonna retire. That's it.
So we are always looking forward to the future, and we are never performing currently, and then we are always looking 4 years ahead. When 4 years ahead come, we are not performing currently, and we're looking for our next 4 years ahead. So we are always looking for the future and not performing any at all.
Don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying what.
No, that is.
I think it's more than that. Why is that in the team?
It's the same thing with our white ball team. We always hear we are young and we are building to the future. So you are right. It's the same thing. We are young. We are building towards the future, and I can't see the future all now because we don't have a steady time when we dominating or anything like that. So I don't know, Star. The only thing I can say, the Super 50 tournament that just finished, we saw a couple of guys putting their hands up.
I enjoyed the couple.
A couple of guys did their thing in that tournament. So I'm definitely hoping that some of these guys will continue to perform.
Sports to the bone. You have a couple guys over here that have been trying to get in,
Hold on, let me see if I can. Sometimes the notification pops up and I don't see it. All right, let me see. All right, when I add you guys, just mute the mic until it's your time, so that, I think they are in. Just mute the microphone until it's your time to go, so the others can hear. All right, OJ, let me, and Mario, let me hear a little from I think it's Valiston. I think his name is pronounced. Man, blessings, welcome. What say you?
I'm very happy with the team. First of all, I see some issues with short ball with Blackwood and Bonner.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, to my understanding, I think that he should take a page out of Chanderpaul son, how he's playing a short ball, right? His eye is on the ball and he's going inside of the line and pulling the ball. So that's one issue there with Blackwood that he needs to solve. The bowling is tough. I think Zari with a next fast bowler would been very good, because when Zari was putting pressure on Labashane in the first and second innings, we have nobody on the next end to back him up,
Yeah.
So I think that's one problem there. But I'm looking forward to see the next match and see how we go from there.
All right. Thanks for that. The problem you're saying, they need to take a page out of Shandopal's book in terms of playing the short ball. The problem is the preparation is the technique, That is the problem. That is the problem. I mean, Shandopal is new on the scene. Not say we're not going to see anything like that affecting him, but the technique is different. Sports addiction, blessings, welcome. Sports at the Bone and Panel. I feel like Hope should be at number 3 and leave Da Silva with the keeping. Brathwaite, Tejaner, and Shandopal. All right.
Okay.
I hear you.
Let me say something here, right?
Yeah.
This is a bold prediction, but going forward and going to South Africa Test Series, I see one of 3 people coming in. I'm going to give you the 3 names and who I think might come in. You have Brandon King. That's number 1. I think he might come in. Then probably if Hetmeyer gets serious or his act together, he could also come in.
In what? In what you're talking?
In Test
T20.
cricket. No, Test cricket. I heard that a certain legend spoke to him, so I'm just waiting to see if his attitude change in the next couple of months. And the third person, I might get bashed for this, but I think Alec Atenes as well could come in and bat at 3. I was going to say Katie Catty can come in, but still iffy. But any of those 3 I could mention first, along with Katie Catty, could come in ahead for the South Africa series, because I don't think Bonner will be playing in the South Africa series.
All right. I hear you. 2 out of those names right there, I want to see in West Indies test team over probably the next 12 months or 18 months. And that would be Casey Carty, Brandon King, and Ali Cartanes. Probably 3 names there. My problem is, for those who watch this platform, they will know that I'm a big fan of Hetmeyer, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But,
Hetmeyer is too loose. Hetmeyer wouldn't survive at number 3, and I'm telling you honestly.
You see,
not gonna survive at number 3.
That man not going to play Test cricket like that. So, as you say, you have information that I don't have. So let us see. Not a lot of guys in the region can bat better than Hetmeyer and things. So if he decides to play Test cricket, then that would be good. So that's all I'm going to say. I say, what about Bravo? Which one of the Bravos?
Listen, Bravo time finish. Period. Point blank.
Bravo. Let me move on. Who else is next in line? So we just here. All right, so we're back at you, OJ. What else is going on there now?
All right, I have to unmute the mic. What's people saying about Hetmeyer? Hetmeyer needs to come back in the side.
Go again?
No, Hetmeyer. I see people bringing up Hetmeyer a lot. Like he needs a chance in the Test side. He hasn't played any first-class cricket in like 3 years.
Is Mr. Lover say Hetmeyer is probably going to be in South Africa? I don't know where you get that from.
By the way, did the first-class competition finish? I never heard anything.
Yes, it did. Barbados went by default.
Yeah, Barbados, and that is how they were able to select Marquino Minley. He did extremely well in that tournament. In that tournament there. Who else? I think Devon Thomas, as I said, did his thing. Raymond Reefer did his thing in there also.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned this, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's look at the next Test match coming up. Kemar Watch has an injury. Who's going to replace him? Is it going to be Anderson Phillip or Marquino Minley?
I think Anderson Phillip is going to get the nod because he didn't perform too badly on his debut, right? If I remember correctly.
No.
Yeah, I think he might get the nod, and he has been there with the squad longer. So
I,
well, then again, it depends on what they think he will bring, and what they think Minley will bring. So I personally would go with the youngster from Trinidad, and then we see where Marquino Minley would fit in. I think Phillips is going to be there. 167 actually viewers and 31 likes. So people, if I don't stop the thing to say like up the stream, you can't like the stream. Remember, it's a 1 hour live show and we gone over an hour and 15 minutes already, and you can at least like the thing, that's all. It's free of cost.
Man. You're a YouTuber. That's the job. You have to promote yourself. Shameless
I'm
promotion.
promoting it, but I promote until I need lime and honey for my throat. But yeah, I personally would go with Anderson Phillip for right now and keep Marquino Minley in and around the setup and hope he performs.
but the thing is now, wait.
I'm thinking.
Okay, the thing now, both of them have good first class average, right? Anderson Phillip has 70 or 70 something wickets at 21 or 22, and Minley has 103 or 106 at 21 or 22 as well. So it would be interesting to see. I also think Jaden Seals' knee injury could put him out as well. So that could be a new fresh act in having those two guys along with Joseph, because they can put their pace up to 138, 142 thereabout along with Joseph.
Oh, all right. If Raymond Reefer can bat at 3 and would have batted at 3 in the first test, if not for injury, why can't Hope and King but get a chance? I said it on more than one occasion. These guys are in the team because they scored a bulk of runs for their teams, batting at either 3 or 4 in the regional level cricket. I am not saying these guys are technical. Their technique is better than Shea Hope's technique. I'm not saying that. But yeah, all right. I can't pretty see a message over. Yes, OJ and Valistan. Yeah. What say you, Valistan? You're playing Anderson Phillip or you're going for Marquino Minley straight away?
I'm going for Anderson. He's been around, as you say, he's been around for a while. Why not give the youngster a try? Looking forward to see what he can do.
Yeah. What say you, OJ? Or it doesn't really matter which one goes.
I think Minley, he needs to come into the team. I'm really worried for the bowling lineup though. I don't know where it fell off, because I think it was one of our strengths at one point. I don't know what happened to it. But I want to answer that question there by Kamon. But it actually has to relate to the bowling lineup. I think the main issue that they have, they don't have anything penetrative because it's a lack of pace. Jaden Seals, he kind of fell off. I thought he was a 140K consistent kind of guy.
He's bowling 139, 138.
But it was like more like 140, 142, and now sometimes it'll be a lot of 131s.
Yeah.
Some type of dolly balls up there. There's no swing, no anything. Where's the outswinger gone? I don't know.
I know. I think maybe it's because of the type of ball. Are they using the same ball down there in Australia?
In the West Indies, they use the Duke ball, which is the one they use in England. They have a lot more systems.
That one moves around more.
They use the Kookaburra ball, which has a harder seam, but it lacks movement.
Yeah, it's very hard to get that ball to deviate.
It's the other way around. The Kookaburra ball basically has no seam. Like that thing, as soon as 20 overs pass, is dead. That's why they use the ODIs. There's nothing in it. So as soon as 20 overs pass,
it doesn't do as much as the Duke ball. So you get pretty, more of a reverse swing ball than actually conventional.
The good thing though is I am almost certain that a couple weeks ago I read something that he will be playing in 2023. He will be playing some county cricket in England.
Yeah, he's going to Sussex.
Yeah, so I am hoping that, you know, that will
That's gonna
that
help
will
him.
help him a little.
That's gonna help him for sure. Better facilities to train, the technology with the coaches over there, or to get the see. They're gonna work on him over there.
Mm.
Yeah, and then the surprising thing is my guy is now the lead bowler. So, like,
Who, Joseph?
Joseph, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
definitely improved.
and it was right after coming from.
Yeah.
And funny enough, when he came straight back from England, he cut his thing short over there. You know, that is when they benched him and gave Jaden Seals his debut. And it seems as if he took it personally, and you know, he thought, you know, his thing.
Everybody's been getting heat from him, like just 148, 149. Like,
Come on.
he's been bowling fast ever since.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying this next match he wasn't feeling well. That's the news. Russell did a press conference after the game, and he said he had like a severe headache during the first couple of days. So that's why he was really. But I commend him for that because he stayed on the field and, you know, still
Man, that man is a warrior.
Yeah, very cool guy.
Someone is saying thoughts on West Indies feeding youngsters in the test team from 19 to 25. You see, the problem is, you know, we have some of these youngsters coming through at the under 19 level and performing well. And when they leave there, you know, not all of them going to get a chance to play. And they have to eat. That is the problem. That was how we need to understand. West Indies, they are not going to be able to give all of these guys contracts. So some of the guys coming from the under 19 level, they have to be paraprofessional, if I can say that, you know, like they work halfway and they play cricket halfway, play club cricket and work. The guys have to eat. CWI not going to put all of them on contract. So sometimes when you have the 2 and 3 guys that get contract, they are not even the 2 and 3 that go on to really dominate. Sometimes it's the guys that stay back and play club cricket and work part-time, eventually come through and start performing well. So I don't even know if feeding these players into the test team. I don't know because CWI not giving them any contract, and then they have to survive. I mean, we watch cricket and we love it, you know, we get passionate and say they need to play and perform, but they have to survive, you know. It is what they do for a living. So that's why we lose a lot of our cricketers.
You know, it's funny you bring this topic up because I was watching a documentary yesterday about cricket corruption and how basically England, Australia, and India control cricket. Mm-hmm. Actually, the head of cricket is actually an Indian person. So because of that, now they control how the series are allocated and who gets what. So in our case, we get a 2-test series against Australia. We haven't been back to Australia since 2015, and that's a 7-year gap. The reason being is because we don't generate any money when we play Australia. Like they would get more money playing at India, South Africa, or England. So with that now, we don't have the resources to give our players anything. My suggestion, though, because I want to be solution-based rather than just bringing up issues, is that West Indies the board needs to be proactive. They need to try and do something where, okay, these guys want to play all of these different competitions. Maybe you should try and limit it, get everybody down to a central contract on different levels. And limit the amount of contracts you can participate in if you are somebody that has a contract. So say make it 3 competitions and make it 3 of the most lucrative competitions. Advertise it to those boards like the ECB, the Australia's board, and India. You can't get everybody to go IPL because they want the best guys. So England have 2 T20 competitions. Really, one is the 100, but 2, the other one, they'd be more likely to take players and young players at that too. You get guys to go to that competition, you get guys to go into the Big Bash, and that would solve your issue because now you don't have these guys going to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and you know,
and some of the other
we had a situation where guys weren't even playing and they were playing in Sri Lanka at the same time, and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So limit it, get the best competitions, and then do that instead. Be proactive. Don't just sit down and let them go everywhere.
Look at all this. That's a good idea. Look at all this T10 that is going on now.
Yeah, like why is Puran playing T10? He's one. He should be playing for us.
I'm not saying that all of the guys there would be able to make the test team, but why
only, you see, because and that's why our cricket not going forward because we're not being able to play the top teams more often, you know. So the more often we'll be able to play the top teams, we'll be better developing our potency as a team because then we have experience facing top quality bowling and batting more often than not. It's like a gap of 4 years, and we played Bangladesh for like 3-4 times within a year and a half span. So we're really playing mediocre to mediocre. So it's no way to develop the cricket. It's not going to develop like that. Australia, South Africa, those teams play each other very often. So it's easier for them to get accustomed to their style of play and develop their players. So that's why their players are way ahead of us. And yes, the politics is in it. So sometimes we curse CWI and say this and that, but sometimes it's the elite people up there in ICC which they contribute in our demise as well. Remember, we used to boss these people around. They're in a position to hold us down now. You think they're gonna give us loophole for us to rise again? They don't really want to see West Indian cricketers rise. They want to use us to develop their cricket and market their cricket. That's why they had us in the IPL for all those years when our players were like the marquee players. Now that they don't need us no more, you realize that they like have us as cast. So nobody want to give us a contract now. They don't really want to pick the West Indian players.
I mean, in all honesty, I get 90% of what you're saying, and I think you're onto something. But in all honesty, I'm not too sure if we're performing consistently to a level to really get contracts in IPL anymore. But I agree though, in terms of Chris Gayle, Andre Russell, Bravo, Smith, Dwayne Smith, Pollard, Narayan, all of these guys, they were the top T20 players when the IPL was coming around, and everybody wanted to see them. And as you said, we were able to get contracts and really help to develop. But are we really performing like that to really demand contracts anymore? Because these franchise teams are not obligated to us if we're not performing to help develop our cricket. They pay us for a service and thing. Are we in a position to really demand it like that these days?
Yeah, that's true. We I think for the last couple of years we've fallen short, but
as I said, still not being able to play the top teams, is really hampering our development, because
definitely.
playing regional cricket still is not a lot of competition, and as I said, going up against top teams, you're expected to improve over a period of time, and we're not getting that. All right, just to answer this this suggestion here, in case it's a new person. So how we do it, Roger? Say how we do it. Generally speaking, I would spend the first 50 minutes. It's usually a 1-hour show. I would spend the first 50 minutes to 55 minutes reading the comments, and then the last whatever, be it 10 or 15 minutes of the show, we allow a person to come on and talk, and then we just go through and highlight the comments. So I'm not too sure if you are new or you're not on often. So we do the first 45 to 50 minutes just reading comments straight, and then we allow persons to come on and speak, and then I go through and highlight comments, and then I will read comments in between. Yeah, guys, continue. Oh, I think Marlon is on, but Marlon just coming on when we're almost about to run out of here now. Yes, Marlon, what say you? Then we'll go back to OJ and Mario and thing. Yeah, Marlon.
Good night.
Yeah, man, blessings.
Well, I must say, Tej has me eating my words thus far, and I will continue to eat humble pie.
Yeah, didn't you say that the game was going over in 3.5 days? Didn't you say that?
Yes, I definitely did. But let me tell you something, though, Lennox. I like what I see from Tej. I really do. And I know what I like the most. The young man is not afraid to take on the short ball.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to hook and pull at these Australian bowlers. Guys like Jermaine Blackwood and those some of our other players, you could intimidate them with the short ball.
Yeah.
You can't with him. He's not afraid to pull out. And I watch him hook against Michelle Stark. Josh Hazelwood, guys who are accurate.
Yeah.
And I was really pleased with that. But you see, another thing is our bowlers. All right, you see in the first innings, you look at Tisner and dismissal in the first innings, Lennox. You see the first ball, the ball that went for 4 before he got dismissed. He got squared up, and he went through the slips for 4. The follow-up delivery was just as accurate, and that's
consistency.
Our players, I watch when Labashine this identical way. The ball came, nick it through slip. The follow-up ball by I don't remember who was bowling was not accurate. It just went wayward. The sustained pressure of bowling consistently in one line and length is what is going to do it, because good batsmen, you will get luck here and there.
Yeah.
But if you square them up once and then you bowl a next wayward ball, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I got to
sustain the pressure. That was the main difference between their bowlers and our bowlers, like sustained pressure. I mean, the fielding was typical West Indies, drop catches, missed chances. What can you say there? But the middle order, Lennox, I think El Kumabana, I don't see you carry him to South Africa. I'm being honest.
Yeah, they're going to target him again, and you know they might have to pull him off again because of the same thing.
Knocked him out in the Caribbean on a bouncy pitch in St. Lucia. They knocked him out again. He's not quick enough on the hook. And he's just not seeing the short ball well. I don't say you're to take him to South Africa. And last thing I would say, I had preferred Devon Thomas over Shamar Brooks as the 12th man, in my opinion. I think we've seen everything that we need to see from Shamar Brooks. And at about 35 in the test team, I think Devon Thomas should have been the one to get that opportunity. As the 12th, I understand that he wasn't chosen as the 12th man. So that's, but in essence to me, because of age, and I think Devon Thomas showed a little promise inside the warm-up game, he should have gotten that opportunity.
And he has scored runs every time he gets a chance. So.
Yes. So I was disappointed when I saw that Shamar Brooks was actually the 12th man and he was a concussion sub. But
your favorite player made a half century in the second innings, man. Rastan.
Rastan Chase.
Yeah, he settled down and did some batting.
I mean, but Lennox, I mean, he could have kept those runs and bowl better. I mean, I think we brought him in the team to bowl, and his bowling was wayward.
Yeah, that is why I was there to do some bowling.
I mean, those are straight. I think he was the most expensive bowler out of everybody. He was really getting pummeled all over the place, and you can't have him as a lone spinner in the team conceding so many runs.
Yeah, definitely.
It cannot work. But finally, the middle order need to step up Lennox. Normally we kill the openers, but my gosh, man.
But that is where you win cricket, where the batting is concerned, because the openers, they have to face a new ball and they try to go out there and see it off, and not all the time really work. But as I said, the middle order, if you're going back at 3, 4, 5, and 6 to a lesser extent, you have to be able to bat. That is where the bulk of the runs come from. That's where the bulk of the runs come from. So I don't know how we going to manage.
Like, for these guys to be giving us 70 and a 100-run opening stand.
Yeah.
And we cannot build on that. That cannot work. Like, the Mayors, well, Jermaine Blackwood has a tendency to come good every now and then, so I won't kill him. But Mayors, Warner, and Jason Waller, like, we need to see more from Jason with the bat. Like, to me, Jason hasn't played a sensible innings since that 202 in Barbados. He hasn't. I know there have been 50s here and there,
but
a signature innings that you remember him for, I haven't seen one since that 202 in Barbados.
And I mean, the ability is there, so we don't want people to think that we are expecting him to bat like a number 3 batsman. It's because we know the ability is there and he's a genuine all-rounder. So some people might be thinking and say, what is he talking about? Remember, he bats and he gives us 25 and then he bowls 25 overs, so he's a genuine all-rounder. If he's a genuine all-rounder, man, we want to see some consistent scoring like a Ben Stokes. We're not saying he's a Ben Stokes, but he has the ability to bat, so we want to see some runs. So I definitely agree.
Yes, we need to see more from Jason as a batsman. Like, his bowling speaks for itself, but the batting has to get better. Other than that, not a bad performance. Well, we lost by 160 something runs, so it was a blowout. But in the context of the game, in the context of the game, it was not a bad performance. And I'm not gonna kill the bowlers. I am not.
I mean, as I said, Marlon, you know, they were wayward some of the times, but as I bowl into Warner, Kawaj, and then you see Marnus Lamache and Steve Smith and Travis said them coming. That's not all of them guys are ranking at top 10 in test cricket, you know. All of those guys, I'm almost certain. Usman Khawaja, probably David Warner, Lamache, Steve Smith and Lamache, I am sure of Travis Head. All of these guys, they are ranked to be safe. I can't say probably top 15. All of these guys are well ranked, you know, and I'm not saying this is a reason for us not to bowl good line and length, you know, but we're not going to knock them over that easily. You know, we're not going to knock them over that easily.
Yeah.
I really think one last thing. I think we miss Shannon Gabriel X factor in this tour. We really did. I think we had Shannon there. The attack would have been far more potent with his pace and the fire pace. Personally, CWI probably know that Shannon is probably injured or what. I don't know, but I would have rather to see Shannon and that playing over Minley. I think that's just my opinion.
I think more than likely that's the reason, especially coming out of the Super 50, and he's a tried and tested and proven test cricketer. I think more than likely that is why they didn't go with him. You know, he's probably not fully fit to play to bowl like that. You know, maybe he's at a place now where he's just the 10 overs, the ODIs. I don't know. This is not me confirming anything, but probably that is the reason why they went with it. Yes. Let us see if we can go around the thing, hear from each person again before we think. Yes, Mario. Then we'll hear OJ and Valistan again. Yes, Mario. Mario disappeared. Yes, OJ.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm saying going forward for the next test, because this one is already, result is what it is. I would like to see Anderson Phillip come in case there's two bowlers injured, then I'll give Minley the opportunity. But given that Anderson Phillip would have been on the first team, and I think he had run in the warm-up games and stuff, and that test that he played, he didn't look too bad. I would give him the opportunity and give Thomas an opportunity also. Any other changes, that's what it is. But that would be my changes for Wednesday's game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I think we just need to be more disciplined. As Marlon said, I agree with a lot of what he said about us applying pressure with the ball. Based on the analysis, when we bowled first in the first innings, it was just like 10 deliveries hitting the stumps. With these guys, as good as their judgment is, and with around the half stump, we need to bowl straighter lines to them for a longer period. We need to sustain pressure on these guys for a longer period. Because they're not invincible. Marnus nicks off a lot. And we're going to see a total contrast when South Africa play them after us. South Africa is going to play them shortly after we get done with them. And you're going to see Marnus is not going to score that much runs that easily against South Africa.
That is the difference between the quality. That is the difference between the quality. It's because of the difference in the quality.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Lennox, it's common sense for you to see a batsman with the new ball. With coaching, the aim is to be on a run half stump. And if you beat the man edge, why you feel like you need to give him a half volley and leg stump too? That's just gonna get him relaxed.
No, you are correct. You are correct. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is because of the consistency and the quality. We are just not that good. That is the hard core fact. You understand?
We need to be at least half decent for the next test to really get at these guys. Because if we're not, it's gonna be a similar result in terms of them getting a big first inning score. And I think if we bat first, ideally for us to stay in the game, we have to score 300, 350.
All right.
With that pitch, yeah. That's my thing.
All right, thanks. Yeah, yes, OJ.
Yeah. West Indies just have to know their limits, and the limit is usually around 300. So you have to bowl well. There's no other chance. You have to bowl well. Yeah, Marnus isn't invincible. There's a clip going around on YouTube. There's a clip going around on YouTube or TikTok and all those apps where he bowled this. Jason Holder bowled this ball, this outswinger that caught him, and Marnus said, "Oh, what a
delicious ball, Jason!"
Oh my God, yeah. So I mean, he's possible to get out. He knows that he has his weaknesses, and you just need to bowl for that. You just need to keep the ball on the stumps or just a little bit outside in the corridor, uncertainty. But West Indies need to be aware of like what your game is. You can't score runs like that for real. So just keep the game around 300, 350. You can't let somebody score 500 because the game is basically psychologically it's already done. Like in your
it's
mind,
too much runs.
And so in that regard with the Phil Simmons, I hope you have the film of the end of the day's play that first day just before Taj got out. Because at that point, Australia were a little bit worried. You kind of saw it in Pat Cummins' face. You saw it in the other individual. They were a little bit worried. It's like, we expected them to roll over at some point. It just didn't happen. Have that film, show them the film, make sure that they know, like, you can have these guys on the rope. And, hopefully that confidence pushes through and hopefully get a result. I want to win. I don't want to draw. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, OJ, thanks. Valistan, let us hear you, and then I think Mr. Lover is back on. Yes, Valistan, go ahead.
Yeah, with the batting now, the openers, once again have to have good start, is up to our middle order to hold up. It's too often that our top order or lower order fighting for us. We need to get the middle order in check. So the bowling, no. Roach is wasting the new ball to me, right? He's not making them play enough. He's wasting the new ball. I would prefer Azari and Seals if he's playing to open with a new ball. To me,
that is my question. Why is it Azari Joseph is not bowling with the new ball?
Yeah, that's to me what my father taught me in cricket is that you always have your fastest bowler open with the new ball, right? That's my understanding, and I believe we're missing a trick there with our bowling and the field setting. Yeah, a bit worrying. To me, we relaxing with the defense, right? When a man reach and attacking and I'm on the 100, we making them get easy singles. That's still adding up. It's still adding up. Just as you hitting a 4, you could get 6 singles in an over. So I think the field setting we need to be balanced. Once we know, okay, our attacking field is not good, is not holding up. We need to be balanced because we letting off too much easy singles. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that contribution. Yes, Mr. Lover.
Yeah, I just got back. I don't know where you guys were talking about, but
yeah, we are about to close off. I was just going around and giving everyone a chance to have their final say.
Oh, well, my final say is put up the same fight that he did in the first game. Bat longer, try to bat at least 120 overs in each innings this time, maybe 150 if you can. If you bat first, try to make at least 500 ones. I know it's going to be hard, but try.
Try to make how much runs, Mr. Lover?
500.
All right, I hear you.
But
so yeah, you say your 2 changes. You're bringing in Anderson Phillip and Thomas.
More definitely Thomas coming in, but I don't know who is gonna sit out for a watch. Thomas in, for Myers and either Minley or Philip in for Watch.
If he's injured, if he's not able to play.
Yeah, and if Seals can't play, I'll bring in Minley or whoever's out if Watch can't play.
All right. All right, Mr. Lover, respect. Marlon, anything else?
I don't think there's any chance in the world that Roach will not have that new ball. Roach is the senior man in the team. He gets first preference. He would have to voluntarily give up that new ball. In my opinion.
I think Roach and Alzar Joseph should be opening the spell. That's what I think.
No, I'm responding to the gentleman.
No. I know. I am just seconding what you are saying. I think Alzar and Roach should be opening the opening.
But I just want to see him fight. I think because it's a pink ball test, it won't be as high scoring as the previous test. But if it gets more difficult, if their bowlers get more assistance, I mean, if we're looking at levels, Lennox, the Australian batsmen are at out of 100, of that scale of 1 to 10, they're at 8. If their level come down to 2 notches, now they're at a 6. If our players start at 6, if it comes down to 1 notches, we're still in trouble. So the fact that the bowlers will get more assistance, we assume in the pink ball test, does not automatically mean we'll be more competitive because their bowling is obviously better than us in their conditions. So if they are getting more assistance, it will be a hard 5 days for us if it lasts that long. So I'm just hoping that the batsmen come out with the same fervor and the same tenacity and the same fight, and the bowlers improve a tad bit and let it play out however it will after that.
All right, Marlon, thanks for that contribution as usual. So just to answer this question, I am yet to see a report saying that Kyle Mears has been ruled out. I don't know if that report was sent out since I came.
No.
Hold on, I hear some feedback. I don't know if that report was sent out since I came on the live, but this is the latest thing that I know. He tore a muscle, a muscle, and he's unable to bowl. But you know, unless they're going to play him as a batsman, but you know, I am yet to hear anything to say that he's ruled out of the next test match. I know that Raymond Reefa is out of the next test match because of a groin injury. I haven't heard anything saying that Mears has been ruled out. I don't know if there's any information out there about that.
No. The only people that are ruled out are Reefa and Bonner.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the only thing that they said about Kyle Mears, that he tore a muscle. So yeah, thank you guys for coming on. You know, the guys that came on the panelists on the panel. As per usual, those in the comment section, I want to say a shout out to you guys for giving me the opportunity to come and speak with you all. You know, usually, well, we are almost 2 hours in. Usually I don't like to come and discuss cricket and put it on a timeline, but you all know the thing is having to work and all of that. So, you know, I really appreciate you guys coming on the live. I appreciate you watching the videos. I appreciate you sharing and liking when I put out information. I appreciate you guys giving me your opinion in the comment section, because quite a few times I am wrong on a lot of things, you know, and you guys are able to point it out and, you know, I can double check. So thank you all for the support as usual. We are going to have to end it here. I have to go and prepare for Uncle Sam's work tomorrow. So we leave it right here for now. All those who came on, Mr. Lover, Marlon, I think we had Valistan, Mario, OJ, who else we had? All of those who came on the panel, and for those who kept the comment section going, I appreciate you guys, but we have to run out of town right now. So we will check in back tomorrow. All right, peeps? Blessings and stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, blessings.